I'm a vocalist too, but I'm not like you. I'm more of like just a yell Zetro kind of just.
That's all you do.
Kind of.
That's the only thing.
I can't sing. I can't
lyrics,
sing like you can. It's
well, I don't know. I mean, I had to learn to do it.
At least, like, that's not as much where my voice normally goes towards.
It goes to...
Yeah. Yeah.
It does that when I'm fucking hungover.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for Rat Salad Review with your hosts, Wayne Noon, Greg Norgal, and Nate Lander.
Welcome to Rat Salad Review. Hi, guys.
¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está, Nate? Why can't I hear you? I don't hear you.
Yeah, his sound is gone.
This is the best you've ever sounded. It's things like this that make me want to continue doing the show.
There we go. It just makes you so happy, huh, Wayne?
Yeah, it does.
So happy you want to cut a commercial for all natural Cherokee hair tampons? There's nothing more absorbent, you know.
Can you talk now? No.
Okay, now he's gone.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, you dick. Good one. You got me on that one. Well, while we're waiting for our special guest, I just decided to start the show. Unexpected to both of you guys.
I see that.
So that's why we're a little awkward right now. But when I was just on Facebook earlier, I saw a post. I thought this was kind of interesting. Ian Hill did not play the bass on Painkiller.
Yeah, I found that interesting too. Don Airy played it all through bass synths.
Yeah, just kind of weird, you know. I mean, he was supposed to play, like, I guess, the keyboards. What What song did he play keyboards on?
Touch of Evil has him.
Okay.
I love Touch of Evil.
That's what I thought it was.
And there's another song on there too, but I can't remember what it is.
But I thought that was very strange. And then somebody, I saw in the comments, somebody mentioned they wondered why it had like a weird bass sound to it. And yeah, I can kind of hear that now that I think about it.
I like it. It reminds me of something.
Oh, I listened to a couple of songs that I noticed, like the bass is a little bit more prominent on, like Hell Patrol, and it does kind of have that process sound, like somebody played it through a synth. I just never really noticed it before.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you would never think that either. I mean, look at the synthesizer sounds they had on the previous albums and stuff, so it kind of, you know, fit in with that thing anyway. So
sounded better than the drums on Ram It Down anyway.
Yes. Or at least half of them.
Yeah. But what I found more interesting about that story, just because, I mean, he's such a quiet guy, even though he's been in Judas Priest since 1969, but what was up with Ian Hill at the time? It just mentioned he was ill.
But it didn't even say he was... Did it say he was ill?
Yeah.
It did say he was ill? I'm trying to get the story. But, yeah, I don't know. Nobody seems to know. I've never heard anything about him being out of the band for anything. I mean, I guess it was really that top secret. But like you said, he's always been like the quiet one in the band, so it's kind of strange, you know?
Yeah.
And that led me to think, too, you know, you always see these lists at, like, you know, top bassists or whatever, and Ian Hill's never, ever mentioned.
I don't know an iconic Judas Priest bass line.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's
I mean, he really just
keeps
the rhythm. He doesn't really do anything crazy. He's just more of a timekeeper. It definitely works well with the music, but
right.
I can't say he's ever wowed me. I definitely appreciate the guy, but I mean, it's not like he's getting different subgenre, but it's not like he gets creative with it like Danny Lilker does.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Steve Harris.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, Steve Harris is probably the better example, but I really like Danny Wilker. So
I love Danny Wilker.
he came to mind first. That's all.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
Hey, he's in
like
the-
I said, it's like trying to find an iconic Danny Spitz guitar solo.
Yeah, I couldn't name you one.
Well, technically,
right. They're all okay guitar solos, but like the only one I can ever really think of is like "Caught in a Mosh," and that's just because that's one of my favorite Anthrax songs.
technically, aren't they Charlie Benante's guitar solos? Because didn't he write pretty much all of Danny Spitz's parts?
I don't know anything about
I believe so, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Anthrax isn't my favorite band. I don't know.
Oh, I love Anthrax.
I love Anthrax. I just never looked into it that deep, but I believe I've heard that before.
I have never heard that.
Yeah, he does a lot of the music for Anthrax. Well, today we have a special guest, or we're supposed to have a special guest, David White from the band Heathen. I'm going to try to call him now and see if he will answer the call. All right, well, we're here with Dave White from the band Heathen.
That's it.
And there's the new album.
Signed? Is that signed by everybody?
Yes, I was lucky to get a copy of it signed because you only had,
Awesome.
about 100 copies signed? So I was able to get in there.
I think we did more than 100, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
We signed a bunch of crap, before the inserts and all that stuff.
Yep.
We tried to do as much as we could, for you guys, for all the fans.
Yeah, so I saw it was up there, so I was like, let me grab it. But the new album, Empire of the Blind, great fucking album. Probably one of, if not maybe my favorite album of 2020 so far.
Not your favorite of all time.
No, not of all time. No, come on, jeez Christ.
Fuck, man.
Look up behind me.
I know, and just don't ever
2020.
listen. Nah, that's cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for me. It's in my top 5 right now. I really liked Havoc and Warbringers, the new albums too. But
Warbringer, yeah.
yeah, man.
You know what? It's so awesome. Like all the bands, in this genre,
right,
are bringing it. They're bringing it, and it's so, the metal scene is so healthy right now. We just got to get back on the road.
Well, you guys are dropping an album. Exodus are working on a new album. Violence is dropping a new album. Evil Dead's dropping a new album. It's like Oprah for new albums. It's insane. Everyone gets a new album. It's fucking awesome. I heard Dark Angel are working on new shit.
Wow, I haven't heard that. But that's killer.
I mean, I always have my doubts because Gene Hoglan's in every goddamn band, but
Yeah.
You know what? That dude has like a phonographic memory.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, did you hear me right?
yeah. I mean,
I swear to God,
that guy.
he knows all the songs. Like,
I don't doubt it.
like the Death Angel guy says, "Oh, you want to play?" He's like, "Let's play a song." He's like, "Well, what song you want to play?" He goes, "Whatever."
Exactly.
Okay, and they just picked the song. Okay, and he fucking played it. It's like, what the fuck's going on here?
And I bet he improvises shit over songs he doesn't know either.
Well, he just has an amazing feel. He just understands. You know what I mean? And so, he's a student of the game.
Oh yeah.
He's listening. He's fucking listening. That's his life. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he taught Dave Lombardo how to do kick drums, so it's like,
Did he?
yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
That's something I heard. I also know he held Lombardo's kick drum in place it was either Show No Mercy or Hell Awaits during the recording.
He did what?
Like held the kick drum in place during recording because it was on a tile floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with like his face right up next to it.
Man, where are you hearing all these internet stories?
That one,
I heard that.
that one's actually true. It was for
It's cool. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
It's just I hear weird fucking stories about people. Just weird shit that happens from 30 years ago. I don't know what's real and what's not.
Right. Well, it's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a very good story. But back to Heathen.
Okay.
Because that's what we're here for. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The Evolution of Chaos came out in 2009, right? I believe.
2010 in the States.
2010. Okay. What was the long wait between the albums?
What was the long wait?
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's like a common thing with you guys.
Well, really, we were actually on top of it. We when we finally got the record, Evolution done, that took a little while to just, sort of pan everything out. I think Exodus has everything to do with the recent delays for Heathen, because Heathen put the band back together. We did Thrash the Titans. Thrash the Titans for Chuck Billy in 2001, I believe. And then we did Vakken the following year. And that's when we decided to put the band back together. So we started writing, and we recorded a demo, like 3 songs. In 2005, we had also finished the recovered CD that covers that we had recorded back in 93, I believe, but never finished. And Lee had left to join Die Krupps, so he was gone for about 6 years. He was like touring like mad with Die Krupps for 6 years, and I was playing with the guys from Defiance. Everybody's doing different things. Life just kind of, you know what I mean? You're just kind of moving however it goes, You got to roll with it. And, but when we were recording the demo, we had different people play solos on it. And at that point, Gary Holt had asked Lee if he'd play a solo on the new Exodus record. And so he did, and then they asked him to join the band. So he was touring a little bit after 2005, and he'd be home here and there, and we were trying to finish writing, and I had to basically finish the record with the music. We already had the music, but usually Lee and I work together, a little closer as far as working out the vocals and, the melodies for the vocals and where they're going to go, arranging the songs. But I had to do it pretty much on my own and get it pretty much down. And then Craig joined the band, and he had a few songs, and we worked together on that. So, and then John wrote a song for the record, and we pushed Lee into the studio, somewhere in the beginning of 2000 or the end of 2008, 2009 or something like that. It's like, we got to get in. And he was like, we're not ready. And we're like, we're as ready as we're fucking ever going to be. We're going to make it happen. And Juan actually, he gave us the time to do it. He spent the time, Darren came in to play the drum tracks. I think he did all his tracks in 4 days, but it was 4 solid days, and he just crushed it. And then we went to work, and then Lee was back. He went out on tour. So, he had finished part of his rhythms. It was like that kind of process. And then once we got the music, I did the vocals while Lee was on tour. And then finally it was done. We had it mixed. Lee went to Denmark and mixed it with his name escapes me right now because I'm high.
Far out, man.
His name's on the record, the producer. But Lee went to Denmark to mix it. And that got out, and then we toured a bunch for about 3.5 years. And during that time, we signed with Nuclear Blast.
Okay. For
the new record. And then Lee got busy, Exodus was busy too. And then Gary joined Slayer. Actually was filling in for Jeff in the beginning.
Right.
And so they asked Cragen to fill in for Gary.
Oh, wow.
So now I got a band with no guitar players, and actually Darren had quit the band. He left the band. We had a disagreement, and he left. And so I couldn't do much. I was writing a little bit, but we were in disarray while Cragen and Lee were gone. But Cragen was writing like mad the whole time, and he wrote this entire record.
Oh wow.
And said, here you go, guys, let's get this done. So once it was finished and we had the time to do it, the stars aligned and we got Zeus to produce it. And we had to squeeze it in. So it just, like I said, I know that was a long-winded fucking answer.
That's all right. A lot of stuff I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm still fairly new to your band. I mean, I've known you guys for a long time, but it took me a long time to buy an album. For what reason, I don't know.
You didn't really dig us before, that's all.
I did, but I just, it just slipped through the cracks. I mean, you guys have always put out those first 2 albums, then you kind of like went on hiatus, and then you disappeared, and you came back, and then you kind of disappeared again. Now you're back again. So
yeah. Well, I can tell you that most people, if you don't already know, the record business, music business, is can be a motherfucker.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And like I had a son. Like he was born 2 weeks after we finished recording the first record.
Wow. So
my life changed in 2 huge ways.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I wasn't thinking straight. I fell in love and fucking made a baby.
Yeah.
Right when my band was taken off, and really at that time in '87, Breaking the Silence, we were on MTV. We sold a shitload of records.
Right.
Love that album.
We sold like close to 100,000 records.
Wow.
We don't know the exact total because Combat's, they're not going to tell us everything, so they want the money. But that's when people were still buying records. And had we got Victims out when we wanted to, I think that one would have did well as well. But it was 3.5 years before Victims came out, and metal was kind of in a weird place at that time. So
right.
Yeah, that was going more Pantera direction by then.
Yeah, I mean that and the grunge stuff.
Yeah.
That was with you having your son, because you did leave the band at one point. Was that because of you having your son and your life being kind of changed?
It was just a lot of shit that happened after Breaking the Silence with management and attorneys and band members and things, and it wasn't happening. Everybody was frustrated. Technically, I got fired because they wanted to get a heavier vocalist. They thought that that's what they needed. Somebody and it's like, well, okay, good luck.
The whole reason it works is the harmony.
But they got Paul Bailoff tried to do it.
Right, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't in his best form at that time.
Yeah.
Does Paul Bailoff have a best form? Is that the real question?
Oh yeah. I can tell you early on, because I remember his first show. They played with my band, Blind Illusion.
Oh, that's
and we had them support us at the Oakland Auditorium Ballroom in Oakland, and he fucking kicked ass.
Okay.
And he had something.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen videos of him on stage and stuff like from back in the day, and like even when he first started out, and he was like a maniac on stage. He grabbed the fans' attention. I think he had it.
He had it, and it took a couple shows to really get there. But I'll tell you, when there was a New Year's Eve show, I don't remember the year, but it was Metal Church, Megadeth, Exodus, and Metallica. That was a New Year's Eve show.
Wow. And
it was a fucking great show. Everybody was great. But Exodus crushed Metallica that night.
Yeah.
And Metallica was great. It was Exodus. I mean, Bailoff and the band, I mean, they were off the hook.
No,
it was,
I don't blame you. Metallica's my favorite band, but Exodus are a much more violent show.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's as simple as that.
But that's why Exodus probably never went on tour with them, because they got to fucking, it's like, oh, we can't have these guys go out there because, we're trying to push what we do. So
I thought it was more just Kirk.
I also love the Sane Asylum, by the way, since you mentioned Blind Illusion.
The Sane Asylum?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good record. I have it, but I'm not on it.
No, I know you're not.
On it. So what the fuck?
Well, let's talk more about that album.
Talk about it.
I believe, though, aren't you on the version of Smash the Crystal that's on Live at Ruthie's Inn?
I don't know.
I think you are.
I did sing that live many times.
I don't know, Greg. Let's put it on.
Oh, man, I'm not going and digging that out right now. Yeah, everybody hold so I can put this record on.
Yeah, I left the band, and we did the Trilogy of Terror demo. That was the last demo I recorded with Blind Illusion. And then I joined Heathen, and things took off. So
Yeah,
I was in a good place.
From what I understand, like everybody and their mother was in Blind Illusion. So
well, yeah, after I left, there was a revolving door for a while with a lot of different people.
yeah,
Mark is not the easiest person to work with. You know, he's a total musical genius. But you know, that also comes with a psychosis that's not always easy for everyone to deal.
I mean, hey, Chuck Schuldiner is a good example of that.
Well, all the greats are probably, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm easy to work with, but you know, maybe somebody else would tell you different. So I don't know. But you know, but Mark is like one of my oldest friends. We're still friends today. We've had a lot of ups and downs as friends as well as band members, but he's like a brother to me. You know, he's just, you know, sometimes
That's
you don't
cool,
want to look at your brother for a while.
Yeah.
I get that.
But I personally, I love his playing style. One thing again, unfortunately, you're not on the record, but one thing I always loved about hearing about the recording of that is Sandy Pearlman was doing Blue Oyster Cult's '88 album Imaginos in the studio at the same time, and he heard Mark playing, and he's like, "Hey, I gotta have you play on this."
Yeah, well, that's super cool, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like a dream come true. Because I mean, we grew up with Blue Oyster Cult and Ted Nugent and Aerosmith. I mean, that was all that classic rock back then when we were teenagers. You know, we were going to the festivals. They used to have festivals at the Coliseum there. You know, saw Heathen, Cheap Trick, AC/DC a few times. AC/DC, the first time I saw AC/DC, I think it was the first time they ever played in the Bay Area. And they opened A Day in the Green, and I was so fucking hammered when we got there. Me and my friend, I forget what we were drinking, but we were drinking some shit. And I was so fucking hammered, and we got in, and he was hammered too. He actually fell backwards in line.
Oh,
and I had to like straight back. It was his birthday, and we were celebrating. And then we go in, and fucking AC/DC fucking comes out, and it's just like, gang, 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 gang. And I'm just like, this is the worst fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. But it made my fucking headache like worse. I was just like, fuck. And then as things got, you know, through in the next band and all that, it was like, and it became a great day, great concert. But then I saw him again, and Cheap Trick opened, and Cheap Trick, I think I was hammered that day, and fucking Cheap Trick gave me that headache. and AC/DC came out, and they were fucking killer. And then I became a fan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I didn't like Cheap Trick until the Dream Police record came out, and then I was like,
really?
I dig that now.
I can understand that.
Yeah, but I like all their stuff now. It just you know, it was those two drunk freaking headache moments that like fucking ruled the day.
Yeah.
CDC's pretty fucking loud. I can understand being already drunk all day and then like not wanting to hear loud as fuck AC/DC.
Well, when I saw Ozzy, when Ozzy came out with Blizzard, right?
Oh, yeah.
He played The Day in the Green, and he wanted to open. He said, "I want to open the show."
Really?
And
nice.
You know, and show off my new guitar player, Randy Rhoads. And I had a gig the night before with Blind Illusion, and me and my buddy, we were out, you know, prowling the town that night after the gig, and didn't get much sleep. Crashed my motorcycle on the bridge, and then it was okay. And then we came back, got my truck, and went to the show. Completely burnt out. Ozzy was amazing.
I bet.
Just amazing. It was just magical. And then Loverboy came out. And it was like, are you fucking kidding me? I wanted to go home right then. It's like, you just ruined my day, fucker.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
I don't care. I like that first record.
What's that, Loverboy?
Yeah, Turn Me Loose is a badass song.
Well, I like it now. You know, now, I didn't like it after Ozzy.
Oh, no, that's just completely mismatched. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just freaking weird.
So anyway, I know we got off track.
Yeah, we did. That's all right though.
These are cool stories. I like hearing this stuff.
Love these stories.
This is interesting.
Well, that's what happens when I smoke marijuana.
Bro, this is interesting shit. I can hear this shit for hours.
It is.
I don't get to experience concerts like
I don't have anything good as holding, Dave Lombardo's bass drum, but
what is like a weird story? You have like a weird story with all the bands that you've been in?
Any weird stories I could think of.
Nothing.
It just kind of, you know what? Sometimes it's just a matter of like something's got to like chime in for me to dig
all
there.
right, well, one weird thing then I'll ask you because I was doing some research on you. Obviously on the first album you have a different name. Why did you change your name? From the next album on. Or do you not want to talk about that?
I knew you were going to ask that question. It's really simple. My name is David White. I was born David White. My father's name is Robert White. But he didn't raise me. My mom remarried Jim Godfrey when I was about 4 years old. And he basically raised me. And we had a tumultuous relationship, basically. But when I started school, my mom signed me up as David Godfrey. And I was standing right there when she said my name. And I was like, no, I'm David White. And she looked at me and went, yeah. Be quiet. Because it was 1969 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
So I just went with it. I mean, he was my dad, you know what I mean? So it was whatever. But like I said, I didn't have a great relationship with my stepfather, especially when I got older. It was kind of in and out, and we left on good terms. When he passed away, we were okay. But he gave me a lot of good stuff. He kept me out of trouble for the most part because I lived in fucking fear.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It was I think I always was interested in music, but I think that it probably had something to do with my drive to be successful and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of pressure. But anyway, when I was old enough, I think it was 18 or whatever, I was like, I'm changing my name back to White, all my ID and all that stuff. But I'd already been playing in a band for a long time.
Right.
And so when we finally did the album, I was going to put White, and the guys were like, but everybody knows you as Godfrey. And I was like, yeah, but, and they're like, yeah, you can change it next one, And I fucking stupidly listened to them. I should have told them to fuck off. You know what I mean? Because it's like, everybody knows you as Godfrey. It's like, well, that, in my immediate, like,
right. I was going to say, on those people that know you.
Put it on, if you're going to put it as White on the next album, why the fuck would you not put it as White on this album?
Yeah,
exactly.
I wish
you
I
were
had a
probably
better
right.
story. It's not really the great story. But yeah, I mean, it's all White now. But what's funny about that, though, is that we've done shows, and Lee's done shows with like Die Krupps or whatever, and people have asked a question, and then like there's been like signs where it said, rest in peace, Dave Godfrey, because people thought I died. and I've heard people say, yeah, I Heathen's great, but I definitely like Dave Godfrey better. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, he died and they got a vocalist who sounded exactly the same.
Yeah, but he's got no hair.
Yeah. What happened to the hair?
Yeah, the same thing as you.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you came on here because now I'm not the only one on here that's bald, so it makes me feel better.
It looks good. You're a handsome man.
Yeah, thank you.
Luckily, you got a good shaped head.
I know, right? I was afraid of doing it because you never know what's under there when you have hair.
His head is a more reliable mirror than the self cam in the corner.
You dick! Shut up.
You look like you could be my brother.
I know. I just have to grow a beard.
Yeah, well, yeah,
identical.
I'm getting. I just started this for Movember.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So get going, cracking. This guy's got it going on, but you guys, get busy. Yeah. I don't even know if you can grow a beard. I don't think you can grow.
That's not my thing.
He ain't old enough.
I could, but it would be pretty shitty.
You got a couple little on your chin.
I'd look like Max Cavalera. It wouldn't be good.
I don't even think it's ball strapped yet. So.
You know what I mean? Like Max from like Chaos AD, where he's like, yeah, no, it looks bad.
I got a funny story about Max.
Oh,
cool.
everybody
really?
does. I want to hear yours.
Well, this one it's actually not funny,
Cat.
but
Oh.
it's fucking classic and just it got a little insane. Anyway, when we did the tour with them in '91, I don't remember if his teeth were broken in the front in the beginning of the tour, but at some point on the tour he had his teeth fixed because they're always getting chipped. When he's on the microphone, right? He gets on there, and back in the day when they're playing small places, fans like knocked the microphone into, and hit him and chipped his fucking teeth on the tip,
Yeah.
So anyway, we were in Europe, and he had them fixed, and they were all nice and everything. He was all happy for about 3 days, and then they were on. I was backstage in our dressing room, and I heard a smash. Smashing sound, and it's like, what the fuck was that? And I went out, and there's like a sink and there's a mirror in the hallway, and nobody was around, but the fucking mirror was smashed, and there was a little bit of blood, but it was smashed, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I went in and saw I could hear them in the dressing room, and he was in his dressing room, and I went in there. I'm like, what happened? And he was pissed because he was up on stage. We were in a place where there was no barricade, and and it happened. Fucking kids fucking got up to, banging around. Fucking this microphone fucking bashed him right in the teeth and broke him again.
Oh my God.
And so he went off stage and went in the back, and he took one look, and he fucking put his head into that fucking mirror.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, I don't blame him there.
I was like, dude, you gotta, take it easy, man.
Now he's no teeth, and then he has a concussion.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what got you into
Break a
music?
mirror, it's 7 years of new metal.
Yeah, right. What got you into music? Like, what was the band that really got you into music, or wanting to sing?
Well, it's actually, it started for me when I basically became a conscious little kid. You know what I mean? Like really little, because my sister was playing music. She's older. She's like 6 years older than me. And that was in the 60s. I was born in 62. So you got to imagine the kind of music my sister was listening to in, Oakland, California, in the Bay Area. Right. Yeah. And so she's listening to Rolling Stones and the Beatles and then at some point, they had the Beatles cartoon, which I used to watch as a kid. So I remember fucking singing along with those fucking songs. You know what I mean? Yeah. With the cartoon. And then the Monkees had their TV show. Yep. And that's when I was like, I know what, you know what I mean? I'm going to be a drummer. That's what I want to do. And my parents got a little drum kit, had a tiger on it and shit. I thought I was all that,
Yeah.
That's where it started for me. And I was like determined. And then we moved to the suburbs when my mom got married and started going to school, and they had a music program. And my older stepbrother, was playing the trumpet. And he was a couple years older than me. And that trumpet would be laying around. And I was like, I want to fucking learn how to play that fucking thing. And I would, play it on the sly. And then he's like, I don't care if you play it whenever you want.
Yeah.
And he was playing it. He kind of showed me a little bit of stuff. And then when I was in 4th grade, I took the music class. But I already could rip on it. So I excelled in a big way early on. And then my teacher knew I wanted to play drums, and she brought in a snare drum like a year later, started teaching me how to read music for that. And I played in it was a small school, so there was only a couple people in the music program, maybe 7 or 8, something like that. But I made honor band in my 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So I played with all the kids from all the local schools. There was like almost 200 kids.
Oh, wow.
And performed. And I was like, oh yeah, here we go. And and plus I was still listening to music and, and stuff. But I was already listening to, some cool stuff. I think when I was in kindergarten or 1st grade, Banana Splits came out. I thought that was cool shit too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I got my first drum set when I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. This kid up the street had a drum set for $60,
Wow,
and I was like, "Oh, Dad, he's got it at $60. $60, that's nothing." They're like, "Yeah, get a job." So I did. I got a paper out. I delivered the Independent.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Made like $30 a month, if that. I don't know. God. And I bought that fucking drum set.
Oh, so we held on to it for you. That's good.
Oh yeah. He was a neighborhood kid.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
So and then a buddy of mine that I grew up with. Well, there's me and Mark, but before I had the drum set, Mark was living in my neighborhood. He lived 2 doors down from me, Mark Biederman. And then he moved to a neighboring town, but he'd come around from time to time. And one weekend, I think we were about 6th grade or maybe summer going into the 7th grade. And I had my drum set over at our other friend, Alvin Petty. And he had a guitar. I'm like, let's fucking jam. I could play some beats, So we started doing that. And then Biederman came over and he's like, I want to fucking join the band. And you don't fucking play an instrument, dude. And he goes, I'll learn how to play the bass. And we were all, fuck yeah, okay, well fucking yeah. And we came up with all these fucking crazy names for the band,
Yeah.
Nothing good. But we started a band.
That's cool.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was basically 6th, 7th grade. And it just grew from there. Music has just been a part of my life forever.
Yeah. How'd you get from drums to vocals?
Well, actually, before I was in Blind Illusion, I was playing in another band. After I left what became Blind Illusion, because Blind Illusion came later. But me and Mark and Alvin started the band, and then after I left, maybe a year or so later, they came up with the name Blind Illusion, and they had a few different people in the band and stuff. But I was playing with other people playing drums, and Mark would come and get me on the weekends to go play a party. There'd be a party somewhere. Mm-hmm. And his drummer at the time was Brett Hearn. It's another friend of ours. And he worked at the Lion's Den. He was a dishwasher, right? He's 16. He had a job. and so he only worked on the weekends because he went to school.
Yeah.
Right. So Mark's like, fuck, I can't get Brett to go jam, but these guys want to pay us, or they want to, pay us some beer, pay us some weed, whatever. We got a big bag of Black Beauties one time. It's like, what are we gonna do?
Holy shit!
Seriously though,
but sell them, I guess.
Well, we didn't do that, but he'd always come and get me. It would happen a lot, and I'd take my drum set and we'd just go jam at the party, and it was great because there's chicks everywhere and all that fun stuff. It was just it was actually amazing to do, and then. But anyway, there was a big party going on up in the Oakland Hills one day on a weekend. And I was dating a girl from Oakland at the time. And anyway, we had met some of the guys that out there because my dad lived in Oakland, and I have sisters and a brother. I have 4 sisters and a brother that are are half, and they were living in Oakland. So, and I was at the age where I was hanging out. I could drive and actually hang out with my dad and get to know him better. And so I started meeting some of the kids that would come around because my sisters are all pretty. And so there's going to be always dudes around, pretty girls bring more pretty girls. Exactly. But I met a lot of the musicians from over there. And anyway, there was a big party up at the Oakland Sequoia Arena. It was a kegger party on a Saturday. And we got word, it's a big free-for-all jam. Bring your guitar, and come, because there's amps and there's drums here. Just come. So we fucking went up there, and I played drums with a bunch of different people, and partied, have fun. And then they wanted to do Iron Man. It was towards the end of the day. Everybody's pretty drunk, and they were like, "Who knows who knows the lyrics to Iron Man?" And I'm like, "I do." And I get up and I sang in front of about 250 people. Wow. And I was like, that was fucking awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it was a trip. But I was just drunk enough where I wasn't nervous. I just fucking seized the moment.
Right.
And And then a little bit later on, we had a party. Me and Mark Jan did a party, and afterwards we talked about it, because they needed a singer. And sure, let's do it.
Wow.
And
just like that.
And then I had to learn how to do it because I sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I had good intentions.
Right.
But
we all definitely suck at the start.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, not everybody. Once in a while, you'll be somebody that's just like, holy shit.
Yeah, someone who's just wired with perfect pitch, but
yeah,
that does not happen often.
No, but it's a trip. I actually, once I started singing for Blind Illusion, drums kind of took a back seat, and I got rusty over the years. And it wasn't until I was in Heathen for a few years where I actually even started learning how to play guitar. And then I was like, I want to, get a drum set and start, getting back into shape and doing it again, And then I actually joined a band on the side, and what's the name of the band? Closer to the Real, with Randy Markham and Larry Hatchett, and we started gigging out. And then I remembered what it was like to, like you bring all those drums and have to fucking set them all up, and then pack them all up and fucking load them up, and everybody else is drinking while you're fucking working.
Yeah.
Because I was not going to have a roadie to do, little gigs. And I was like, this sucks.
What size kit did you have?
It was like a, what is it? 5, 1, 2. I'm looking at it. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Hold on. I got more light. The fuck is no light? You bastard.
There you go. 1, 2, 3.
But I got extra toms over here. I didn't have those toms.
Yeah.
Just the purples.
Yeah, not bad. What is that? Is that a pearl?
Double kick. And I had tons of cymbals. And I still have tons of cymbals, but it was still a bitch.
Yeah, I have an 8-piece kit, and I used to not travel anywhere, but just like kind of local places around in New York, and it was a bitch because we play some of these clubs, and they'd be like down the stairs, and it's nobody's gonna help me carry my shit down there, and it was just back and forth, and then in New York City too, where you got to park on the curb and you got to unload your shit as fast as possible, and then go find a spot to park.
Oh yeah,
believe me, that was always fun.
Like that in San Francisco too.
Yeah. So there you go. You know my.
Oh yeah, and then San Francisco, it's at like a 45-degree angle.
Well, sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's a bitch. It's a pain in the ass. I remember having band meetings, like at rehearsal after the gig, and they would sometimes the guys are like, and you need to be able to set up faster or tear down faster. And I'm like, kiss my ass. Because I said, I'll break it down for you. I said, I got all these different pieces of equipment. You guys are jumping up there, throwing your amps up there, dicking with your guitars, and you're in my fucking way.
Yeah.
If you just let me get my kit up there before you get in my way, and then I can detail it while it's up there, then it won't take as long. But if you're fucking doing your bullshit, and then they're like, why don't you downsize? I'm like, why don't you get... Seriously,
Well, they have like 32 guitar pedals, right?
No, but they were pretty simple. But that's the thing, like make it a team effort. They would throw up because we'd play a club. They would just bring a half stack. So they got their pedal board, but then they just go and they put the half stack up, put the amp up there, plug it in, check it, check, and they're at the fucking bar.
Yeah,
right. And still bringing gear up to the stage.
And you got to play with your full kit because you bring half your kit, and then you don't have that same feel that you have when you're playing your full kit.
Yeah, still, it was really just the one rack tom on the top and 2 floor toms, right? It's not. I mean, it was more just with the cymbals. It's just a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I've just found that it's much nicer just to show up with my microphone and.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been getting to like pit crew levels of drum assembly speed.
Yeah. Well, when I first played with that band, a friend of mine he helped me for a few shows.
Yeah.
And that's great. But when he couldn't help me, that's when it sucked.
Yeah, we set up and tear down as a band just to avoid all that shit.
That's really cool.
Like,
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, we just want to get to fucking.
I've been accused of LSD, lead singer's disease.
Oh.
And it's total bullshit because I always help out, but people give me shit anyway. But I do. I believe it. And when you have a group, what's that?
The drummer's not an idiot, but I make fucking jokes about it all the time as well.
See, because
drummer, you hit things.
Hey, they're the timekeeper. You got to be nice to them.
I know.
Yeah.
And if he's like out there, then he's probably not going to keep time.
Right. No, he's fine.
Yeah, keep fucking with him. Good idea.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You were saying.
Yeah. So, see, now that I know you played drums, now you got some guitars there too. Do you come up with the drums and guitar parts on the Heathen albums?
Have you heard Cragen and Lee play?
Oh, now, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So you don't bother giving him any ideas?
Exactly.
But I can play.
Well, I know they play, but do you bring the ideas to them and then they make it better?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, over the years, I've come up with stuff, but they're the riff meisters. Those guys are sick, and I don't, I don't feel the need. I've been working on some riffs for this new record.
Mm-hmm.
See if they'll take a little piece of that here and there. We'll see. Yeah. But I, usually concentrate on the vocals. That's my job. And, all the other records except for this one, I wrote most of the lyrics and all that. So, the vision that I've had for the other records, Cragen clearly had a vision for this record, and we all yielded. And, once it was ready to go, and because of circumstances where we, those guys were on tour and we all kind of live in different places and everything, we weren't really together to write a record together.
Yeah.
And so
you sent all the files to each other on through online and stuff? Is that how you did the album? Wow.
Yeah. And then, that's how we worked on it. That's how we did our homework.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you just got to be prepared.
Yeah.
I had a week at the end of October and a week at the end of November. Actually, and it was 5 days. It wasn't even a full week. But those were the 2 weeks that I had to get everything accomplished.
Wow.
So, and I split the time the first week with Jason when he did his bass tracks. He did his bass tracks. He's kind of an early riser, and Zeus is not. But at least he's ready to go by noon. 12:30. But I've already ran a couple miles by that time, and I'm working. It was actually awesome. We stayed at his studio. It's like his house studio, and we were able to have rooms to have our own private areas and stuff. And they were down in the depths of hell recording, and I was upstairs just going over shit, and just so that when I come in I was just ready to go, make the most every bit of time.
Yeah. Now, did you have the lyrics written already before the music, or did you do the lyrics after the music?
Well, like I said, Cragen wrote the entire record, and it was a work in progress. There was a few songs that he submitted, and we were like, and he rewrote songs. And then, we went over, when I got the stuff to work on, there was just little things in the arrangements, even like ends of some of the lines of because he sang on his demo.
Oh.
He did. Even did harmonies and all that shit. Didn't have to do all that, but it's nice. It was a great roadmap. Cragen is the most organized guy I know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And he was very efficient. He was basically co-producing the record, because it's his baby, and he had his spreadsheet on his laptop.
That sounds exactly like my guitar player.
Oh, really? That's good. Better keep him around. I'm serious. It was great.
Fuck.
But it would just made it, to where I just went over his stuff and then smooth things out and sang them the way I would sing them, more so.
Mm.
And then the second week when I came back in November, Lee came with me, and that's when he came and did his guitars.
Mm.
And he's not an early riser, so I was the early. And he left a day early. Exodus was playing a festival in Mexico, and so he had to leave early. I had all of that Friday. It was Friday, and we were flying out Saturday. And Friday, I had the entire day to finish every detail of the vocals. And it was basically, I think I finished a song, and then it was all harmonies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Overdubs. And then I think we were getting into the late hours. I sang all day. We stopped twice for food. That's it.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever sang that many hours like that.
Wow.
And I actually got stronger as the night went on. And we got close. We were getting close, and I looked at Craig, and Zeus was going to drive us to the airport, in the morning.
Yeah.
And it was looking like he wasn't going to get much sleep. I told Craig, and I said, we're not leaving. We're not going to sleep, or we're not, until we're done.
Yeah.
Until we're finished. And I said, we'll take an Uber, So we told you, we'll take an Uber. You don't have to drive us, and I think I finished at 2 a.m.
Wow.
And what's that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it wasn't done yet. I finished at 2, and they wanted to do more of the backup vocals on some things. The shouty type stuff.
Right.
Zeus, they set up a microphone in the middle, and Zeus and Craig, and I was up taking a shower and packing my shit, and they knocked out in an hour. They knocked out the rest of the backup vocal, barking stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we got the fuck out, and we got the fucking weirdest Uber driver.
Why is that?
Well, he was talking all this stuff, and I don't really, I took the job, so I could meet people. My therapist told me,
Oh my God.
oh shit. And he was driving. I remember we getting close to the airport. And I'm like, did he just miss our exit, man?
Oh no.
And of course, I'd been up all night.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the right mind. I'm like, this guy, oh shit.
I think that Henry Rollins' Eric the Pilot story.
What's that?
You ever hear that story Henry Rollins told where he gets kidnapped by a fan who poses as a pilot? And
No.
he flies him into the middle of a small airfield in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's fucking hysterical. That's exactly what I thought that story was going.
Luckily, it turned out okay. We didn't have to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have let anything happen. There was 2 of us and 1 of him.
Oh yeah.
But it was like,
What?
okay, please stop talking now.
Does this end with thrash vocalist Head Found in River?
Oh God, yeah.
Exactly.
We made it back. It was all good. And then Zeus mixed everything, and that's the first time. That's the first time that we haven't been there for a mix. Well, not actually. That's not true. Montrose mixed our first record, Breaking the Silence.
Really?
He mixed it. He mixed it with his engineer, without us. He didn't want us there, and we thought that was kind of strange. And then when we went in to have a listening party with him, we realized that we needed to be there. So we mixed it again.
Yeah.
And we never ever, we'd always want to be there for the mix. And but we trusted Zeus would do a great job. And he basically had a lot of it, even when we were in there tracking, he'd already done so much work to bring up the mixes as it was that we knew we were in good hands. The whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Yeah, no, the album sounds really awesome. It's a really great sounding album, and every song on it. I'm trying to pick a song that I really like. Oh, actually, the more that ballad type song. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I think it's Shrine of Apathy.
That's more of a ballady type.
Yeah. Then that's the song. I think that's my favorite song off the album. But every song on this album, it's just there's one good song right after the other.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of hard.
Fantastic.
What's that?
The harmony is fucking awesome.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
Yeah,
it.
a lot of melodic vocal on your part. A lot of melodic vocals, and I love those gang vocals that they throw in there too, and all that stuff is really cool. I love everything on this album. Guitar playing is awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
A lot of great stuff.
Well, Jim D. Maria, he's from New City, and he's a friend of ours. He played in Generation Kill, and he actually teched for Tom Hunting in Exodus, and that's how Lee met him. And he was good friends with Rob, and so and I met him because he teched for us. We took Generation Kill on our last European tour, and that's how I got to know Jim. And I saw him slamming. We did the boat cruise, the 70,000 tons of metal.
Oh, I want to go on one of those.
He played with the band called Whiplash. I think.
I love Whiplash.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Jersey.
Oh, they're Jersey. Okay, that makes sense.
No three Tonys anymore.
What's that?
The band used to be all Tonys.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yep,
everybody in the
they're all
band
named
used to be named
Tony.
Tony. That's how New Jersey it is.
That's
Hey,
As a
don't
kid,
mock my people.
why can't they change my name to
Hey, don't mock my people.
Tony? Come on. But I saw him play drums, and it was more like, I always thought he was more of like a straightforward, more hardcore drummer.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love the guy, but I wasn't sure how he was going to play Heathen stuff.
Mm.
And when I went to Massachusetts to record, I got to hear the drum tracks and everything.
Yeah.
I was completely blown away.
Yeah.
He
does an excellent job.
Technical as fuck.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Well,
So now you released the album, but you released it during a pandemic. Did you guys think of like holding it back, like after we ever got out of this pandemic, or?
Well, how fucking metal is that?
Yeah.
All of us have been writing about this pandemic and, the end of the world and fucking the disease and fucking everything's fucked. And now we're living it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, we didn't, of course we didn't know. And the record was supposed to come out in June.
Okay.
If everything would have gone as planned and no pandemic, the end of April, we would have went to Europe. We would have rehearsed as a band for the first time for 4 or 5 days in Germany, and then played Keep It True and started our tour for 5 weeks in Europe. And then we'd come home or take a break for a week or two. I think it was 2 weeks. And then June 19th, the album was going to drop, and we were going to play Grass Pop in Belgium on that day. And that was the second leg of the European tour for another 5 weeks. And then we were going to come home, and then we were going to go to South America for a week, and then we were going to play a festival with Testament and Exodus in Japan.
Wow.
That's as far as we had planned at that point. The pandemic hit, and partly I think that's why they held the record back, but also the factory where they make all the product,
Right.
the CDs and the LPs, all the vinyl and stuff. They were affected by COVID. People were locking down.
Yeah.
And so it took a minute, but I think it was beneficial for us to have a little pause.
Yeah.
As far as a release date, and it gave us a chance to put out. We got the lyric video that came out, and then the animated video that came out on the drop date.
Yeah.
So we did as best as we could.
Right.
Bad situation for sure.
If you deliver something by close to the original launch date, it's at least, like we have something out for you. This is what the new record sounds like. I get what you're talking about.
Right. We probably would have still done that, but it would have just been maybe in May.
Right.
But we were going to go out the first leg of the tour.
Yeah.
With not even with the record, we would have a single out.
Oh, okay.
Which actually would have been awesome, because then we only would have had to play maybe 1 song or 2 songs from the new record, and then really push the Evolution of Chaos stuff and then some of the old stuff, And then when we come back on the second leg, have a completely different set with with new shit and just a new vibe, and we'd be tight. At first, couple weeks of that tour, in the beginning would be a little loose, but you start getting your groove after about 10, 15 shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially after a break like you guys have had.
What's that?
Especially after a break like you guys have had.
Oh
yeah.
God, I was chomping at the bit, dude. I went to see Kiss in
God.
What was it? March or February, maybe end of February or March or something like that. Farewell tour.
Mm-hmm.
And brother had tickets, and COVID had already hit, but it wasn't rampant yet.
Yeah.
But we knew, and of course the press. So it was kind of like, yeah, we only got a few cases, blah blah blah. But it was still a concern. People weren't wearing masks or anything like that yet. So we were a little bit hesitant to go to the show. But a buddy of mine, he's a big guy. He's had a bunch of surgeries. He had access to the area where they do, the wheelchair access,
Right.
which is on the side in the middle, and it was in a killer spot.
Perfect.
He's not in a wheelchair. He's like on these crutches, but he has to have a lot of space. And he just said, "Come down." We had tickets like down below. I talked to him. He said, "Just come find me." And we hung out with him and his son. We had all kinds of space, and but it was on our minds. The pandemic, or it wasn't a pandemic yet, but the virus was on our minds. And but anyway, at that moment though, I mean, I was looking so forward to leaving, go on tour in a month, and Kiss came out. The guy's like, you wanted the best, you got the best, Kiss, and all the fireworks and bombs and shit blew up, and I fucking lost my shit. I was so excited. I was like, because I was excited for Kiss, but more so that I knew that this summer I'm going to get to do it every night. I'm going to get to go out and rock, and it was an overwhelming feeling. And I still have that, you know what I mean? I could still go there,
right?
But then I kind of get bummed out after because I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
What happened?
That happens when I'm watching live videos now. It's like, I just want to be back in the pit or on stage or,
Yeah.
When was that last time you were on stage?
Well, actually, it was after Kiss. There's a band. Have you guys ever heard of the band Anvil Chorus?
Oh, Anvil Chorus. Yeah, I've heard them. Yep.
Anvil Chorus is a Bay Area band. They were around back when the whole Bay Area scene was just beginning, and actually, Blind Illusion we had just broken up because we were frustrated. We couldn't get a club show. We were just playing parties and parks, and there was a lot of inner fighting and stuff. And I went to go see Exodus for a Metal Monday at the Old Waldorf, and Anvil Chorus was the headliner, and they were fucking badass. They're more progressive. They weren't like they weren't thrashy metal. Exodus was.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, they have a long history, and their singer, Aaron Zimpel, was a friend of mine, got cancer in his arm last year, and they had to. It was so bad into his shoulder, they had to amputate his arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so Thane, the guitar player, who's a good friend of mine, wanted to do a benefit show, raise some money for him. So he asked me if I would learn the material and do the gig, and I was like, hell yeah. And then it turned into a memorial because he ended up having a stroke, and he died after the surgery.
That sucks.
Yeah, and so it was a lot of weird, crazy shit to plan the show, but the weekend right before they sheltered in place in California in the Bay Area or whatever, I think it was a Thursday night show, and it was like one of the last shows in the Bay Area.
Wow.
A beautiful show. It was a very beautiful night. Mordred played with us, and a band called Cantel opened the show.
What was that band that cut out?
What's that? Oh, Cantel.
Oh, okay.
Or Can't Tell.
Okay.
Hey, what's that chick look like? I don't know. I'm blind. I can't tell. That's a true story. There's Randy, who's the lead singer.
Yeah.
He's legally blind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has peripheral vision. And they were trying to come up with a name for the band, and they were somewhere, and this chick was walking up or something. He's like, "Hey, what's that chick look like?" He's like, "What the fuck? I'm fucking blind. I can't tell." Band.
Not a bad name though.
Funny as fuck. I love it.
But Mordred played, and I'll never forget. I was watching them they had a balcony in the backstage, and I was watching the show, and Scott Holderby, he said, to the crowd, and it's like the crowd there was a lot of fans, but there was a lot of friends and family at that show. Yeah. Because of the type of show.
Right. Yeah.
So it was very intimate, and Scott looked at the crowd, and he was just like, take this in now, because this may be the last show you see for a while.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. I was like, fuck. And I reiterated that, when we were on, because it was so prevalent, and we're still there. That was the last time.
Wow.
And then I moved to Florida. I'm here in Florida now. My in-laws are here. My wife's actually from New York, and she came down and lived here for a while when she went to college, and her parents loved it. They came down to visit her a few times, and they loved it. They wanted to get out of the fucking cold, so they moved to Florida.
Are you being hit with the hurricane right now?
No, it's on the Gulf side.
Okay.
I'm on the on the Atlantic side.
All right.
So we're actually right adjacent or whatever from Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
So it's far away.
Okay.
It's like it's forget how many miles away. It's not too far, but we're in the right jet stream as they are. So we benefit from that because they built it knowing, how they wanted the atmosphere and the pressure and the weather to be, so they could launch rockets for a long, long time to come.
Yeah.
So, but they do get hit here. We've been lucky this summer, but they've had a few rip through here.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there's no close calls.
No, but I was going to say that I came out here, and where we live, we're between the beach, the ocean, and the intercoastal, the river, right?
Right.
And there are harbor restaurant bars that have live music up and all through my neighborhood, all the way down. There's 4 spots on the river, and then there's one right next to me up the road, and then one down the street, and they're not stopping.
Yeah.
But it's just cover bands.
Right.
In Florida, they're like, yeah, I ain't wearing no mask.
No, of course not. They gotta go and sit and listen to a bad cover of Jimmy Buffett.
What's that?
Said they gotta go sit and listen to the bad covers of Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
It's worth it, bro.
I hear them from time to time, but you know what? The place that's by me, it's called Jerry's, and they sell pizza, and they got an outside, area for the music, and it's covered little stage, and he gets really good groups in there. And I go by, like I walk my dog, and I'll go stand by there. And I took my dog in the other night because the band was so good. I was like, I have to fucking see what's going on. And I went on the side, and I was away from people. But my dog, when it started raining, when this guy was soloing, which was totally cool. Like he started ripping a solo. He ripped a good solo, and it started sprinkling rain, and there's rain, and then they finished the song, and we're gonna take a break, and I'm like, dude, you made it rain. But my dog, I went to leave, because getting rain, and he didn't want to leave.
Oh wow.
He's 10 and
he must love the music.
Yeah, he's 10 years old, and lately, last month, when I take him on walks, if he's like, I want to go to the beach. If I try to go a different way or take a shortcut and to come back, because maybe I have to do,
you have a life.
He's like, no, Dad, I got to go to the beach. I'm going that way. And he basically, you know what I mean? He digs in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, I don't like to have to grab him like that, but I'm like, you need to come with me now. But anyway, but it's hard. Like, I want to go hang out and have a beer and listen to live music too. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
If it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here. There's no metal down here.
Yeah.
Really?
There is, not here. In Florida, there is. I mean, there's some
Tampa.
great metal bands,
Right, but not playing.
It'd be over
not
in Tampa.
not playing anything. I mean, like I said, these are all cover bands. So I'm
Yeah.
hearing a lot of Skinner.
Of course.
What's that song? Oh God,
Freebird.
you know that song? Bum 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 ba da 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 da. Green-eyed lady, oh sweet lady.
Green-eyed Lady by Sugarloaf.
Yeah, that's right. This band was killing it.
Hmm.
It was a couple weeks ago. I had to stop. I went and just stayed by the fence.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. The bass player was sick.
Yeah.
Just spot on. And nobody did that song.
Right. Well, that's cool that, something's going on, but it
Yeah.
looks like it's going to come to an end soon. Who knows? Everybody keeps, I hear of shutting downs again are going to happen, so. Who
Oh,
knows?
you gotta just
Yeah.
kill it.
Yeah.
Well, they're the one company's, claiming they got 90%, positive results with their vaccine. And then they just passed, the FDA just passed some kind of drug that's a therapy,
Yeah.
so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, she was on camera.
Hey, you're
I'm not editing that.
close back.
All right, back to Heathen, and we'll finish this up. Do you plan on making a new album sooner this time now, or what are you guys gonna do?
Yeah,
I mean, you have time. Nobody's doing anything.
Right. No, that's actually the plan. We have a lot of things going on. We recorded a live album in Greece years ago, and we hired a truck to come and record it, and we cleaned it up, and we just what's his name? Zeus has it now. He's going to begin mixing it.
Okay.
And the labels
Awesome.
now the labels behind it. Now that we have the new record and it's done, the new record's done well.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, whatever you guys want to do, which is a nice feeling.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we're going to record some stuff, maybe some covers, and maybe a new song. But we're going to do something soon. Just some songs that we like. Just to kind of rip something out.
Mhm.
And then we're going to be while we're writing the new record, and then so we'll have the live album, and then we're working out a licensing deal to put out re-release Victims of
Okay.
December.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
It's
That's
out of
good.
print, and we have a lot of fans that want to actually hold the vinyl or the CD in their hand.
Thank you
Hey.
for thinking of us.
I have the Metal
course.
Mind
Like,
reissue.
dear God, can forced entry follow your example, please?
Oh no shit! Oh yeah.
God,
I
Well,
I
you know,
remember when Metal Mind did those reissues of the Heathen records, though, there were people in line at the local store to get Victims of Deception the day that came out.
and you know what? We didn't get a damn nickel.
Yeah, I heard that.
Really?
Yeah, Metal Mind does not pay the people.
No, but at
artists
this
or-
point,
Well, I mean,
I really don't care. I really don't care as long as it gets out. We actually, when we put the band back together, before we did the Evolution of Chaos, it was I think it was around 2003 or so. We put together a website,
Mhm.
to get things going, and it was a Canadian company that did the website for us, and we put Breaking the Silence and Victims of Deception on our website for free download,
Oh wow.
which is
Oh.
we're not supposed to do that,
Yeah.
but we did it, and their server couldn't handle it. We crashed their site. But people, it was so funny, we'd get emails and thank you very much for the free downloads. People as far as Russia, Czechoslovakia, I mean, everybody was getting it. They're like, fuck, it's there. Let's get it.
It's
And-
just Science Sincerely Come to Brazil.
What's that?
It's just Science Sincerely Come to Brazil.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of that. That's for sure. And we're going to go. I should have went in September, but that would have been our first time.
Right.
But when we did go out, we went out in 2005 with the recovered thing finished that we put out ourselves. And because we put those two records out on free download, it generated some energy, and even fans helped us out on the road. And we jumped on Nuclear Assault was out on tour.
Oh, sweet.
Or they were going to go out, and we talked to them, and we hooked up with them for about, I think, like 12 dates.
That would be an awesome fucking
That'd be a
show.
good
I
show.
love Nuclear Assault.
Me too. They're fucking great guys. And, you know, that they did us a huge solid for sure. You know, I hope that someday we can actually return that favor if they're willing to get out and go, you know.
Yeah, a lot of you guys have more mainstream metal attention in South America than here, and that always shocks me. Like, Hyrax is really big in Mexico for some big reason, for some fucking reason.
It's just, you know, it's one of those things where, especially like Germany's our biggest market.
Oh yeah,
Just
that
really,
makes sense.
they really love like the Heathen style of music. It just,
Like,
you know.
Creator charts there. I mean, really.
Well, we charted there. This record.
Yeah, exactly. I
we
saw
were
that.
23.
Oh wow!
Yeah, nice
Good.
job. That's awesome,
Thank
actually.
you. Yeah, we charted here in the States too. I think we came in at 79 in the album charts for.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's not bad for here.
That's
No.
really cool.
Yeah.
Because everybody says metal's dead. Well,
Yeah,
that's
fuck
not-
them. They
yeah.
don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
We just went back on Amazon in the top 10 for best-selling albums. We were number one best-selling metal album when the record came out for a couple weeks, and we were number 2 overall behind Nirvana.
What?
Whatever that
So
means.
you were number 1, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. How
So
can
you
Nirvana
were
be
number 1, is what you were saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Nirvana, it was like Nevermind. It's still
I like Nirvana, but that's not metal.
no, but you know, for us to get back in the top 10 is nice. So,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
but
I mean,
records
there's
don't they used to be anymore. So,
Yeah.
there's a whole swath of people like me that are just crazy and waiting to see just the old guard, you guys. The old guard of metal.
well,
Yeah.
you know, we're here to teach
Right.
at this point. So you got to kick ass too, dude.
Oh yeah.
Guys, because you know what, you got to keep it alive.
Hey, Municipal Waste taught me that. It's like I've heard very few bands just make thrash sound easier.
Yeah, well,
It just oozes out.
yeah, that's because we've been doing it forever.
Yeah, but it's like people our age can still make good music, and I like that.
Absolutely, you can.
I love it.
I mean, we back in the old Heathen days, we used to practice. Lee was the slave driver, man. He'd make us practice 6 days a week if he could. You know, I go, dude, it's Christmas. What do you
Sounds
mean?
familiar.
No Christmas. He's like, this is before we,
Oh yeah, he's from
Before we did
Soviet
a-
Russia.
before we did a record, right?
Mm.
He's like, do you want to get signed? You want a record deal? Fuck Christmas. And you know what though? We got to
worked.
deal with it. We got to deal
Right.
with it the first year. You know,
Mhm.
and they came to us. We didn't even shop our demo yet. We just put it out. We just put it out in the underground
Oh,
and
wow.
let the kids listen to it. And it just the word got out. It was a cool thing that the tape trading back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, that's how Metallica did it,
right. That's how
They do-
every band did. That's how it goes now.
huh?
That's how it goes now. You just put something out on Bandcamp. It goes similarly.
Yeah, you just got to keep it going. Got to keep the flow, and you know that's what we're learning now too. Is just to keep the content going. And getting back to your question, we are definitely in the mode of writing the new record.
Good.
You know what
Awesome.
I mean? We know that this is the time because we don't know how soon all this shit's going to clean up,
Right.
where people can safely travel and all that. It could be another year.
Right.
Right.
I hate to fucking say it. It makes me fucking, you know,
Yeah, that's what it seems. I know a lot of concerts have already been canceled for next year, so nobody knows.
I know.
I mean,
Silver lining, McDonald's delivers now.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking everybody delivers. It's the coolest fucking thing ever.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, when
Make
they
us more
dropped
lazy.
that off though, I had just finished smoking a joint. When I saw a Mick delivery, I couldn't stop laughing, and the guy staring at me like, "What is wrong with you?"
Well, you know what? They should take a page out of Ridgemont High and make the delivery drivers fucking dress up like Ronald McDonald. It's like, what are you doing? I'm just taking it out.
Holy clown!
Hey,
Just
man,
a bunch
the
of
Ronald
clowns
McDonald
walking
fucking
around.
costume is our, it's our thing.
God,
That would be crazy, fucking seeing a bunch of Ronald McDonald's driving around. That'd be gotta
That
I
fucking,
mean, like
be
that
awesome.
summer where all the fucking clowns are creeping around people's neighborhoods and shit.
yeah, I fucking hate clowns.
Or it would be worse if it was the Hamburglar, because then you think he's stealing your food.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, I've been a Jack in the Box Taco Bell guy when it comes to fast food. I was never a McDonald's guy, although I love their fries.
Dairy
The
Queen.
fries are the best. That's it.
I fucking love Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, yeah, I like Dairy Queen, but only just because the chocolate dip.
Well, it's cheap and it's still a good burger. Wendy's too.
Wendy's, yeah. Dairy Queen, I don't think I eat their food, only the ice cream.
Yeah.
You make me hungry now. Favorite song off the new album, Empire.
Shrine of Apathy is also my favorite.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
It's my favorite. Well, because I just like the groove of it, and it's for me vocally to sing it.
Yeah.
It's what I mean. It shows a depth in my vocal ability, I guess.
Yeah.
I got to do a lot of cool work on it,
Mhm.
with all the different harmonies and everything, and I'm super proud of it.
Yeah.
The faster songs, there's lots of cool stuff in there, but it's just like boom, boom, boom. It's to the point where that song it really breathes, and I like that. I like songs like that.
Yeah. Are you gonna make another video for a song off the album?
Well, we're looking to doing something for maybe all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean the lyric videos are really not expensive to make,
Right. Yeah.
and it's worth it. It's worth it to get it out and do something cool with it.
Mhm.
So I think I'm pushing to do the something for Blood to be Let.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a medieval bloodletting, the medieval barbers.
I like that.
There's dual meanings in the song, but I had an idea and I called the Red Cross. I want to do a thing where we promote giving blood.
Okay.
Cool.
That'll work.
Oh, I wanted to be some useless like Metalocalypse kind of stuff where it's like all money will be used to just like drain blood bags with like knives
geez.
and shit.
No, come on, we got to do our part.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be funny. I had an idea for a video, like this dude is going to one of those, the big red bus. They're like, you got to use your blood, and the guy's he's not real happy about needles, but he's gonna do it, and he's bad tripping, and he goes in, and when he opens the door, and there's like the doctors and the nurses are like vampires and shit.
That's cool. I like that.
And on the beds, and they're like, fuck, and he's like, no, fuck, and he's just having a bad trip, But then he gives blood, and he comes to after fainting or whatever, and then comes walking out, and he just gave blood, and you walk out, and then the bus and everything, and he's all good. It's all good, man. You were tripping. It was a bad dream, or something like that. And at the end, then there's a big, sign or a promotional sign from the Red Cross.
I like that.
Donate donate, save a life, donate blood today.
I like that. That's cool.
It's metal saves lives, bro.
Oh yeah.
That is true. Other question. A favorite band you have right now?
Yeah, my question was going to be similar. Like, what 3 like newer bands would you want to tour with most?
Wow. Well, that's a tough one.
So, like, some of your favorites from like this whole modern movement.
Well, I really like Dust Bowl.
Me too.
We took those guys out on tour with us, the last tour, and their new record is fucking awesome.
I saw them on their first U.S. tour with Exodus. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, fucking really cool guys. And let's see, that's one. God, I don't know. There's a bunch. What's the band? I'm like spacing out right now.
What I was gonna say was, I thought you guys would do an awesome tour with Enforcer.
Enforcer, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool vibe.
I think I've heard some of their stuff, but I'm not that well versed in that.
Their logo looks like Agent Steel's. It's pretty recognizable.
Okay. Well, we were going to take Potential Threat out.
Okay.
And War Curse. That's another.
Oh, cool.
They're a fucking killer band too, but they're also friends of ours.
Oh, okay.
And Cragen's managing them, and he got them a record deal. I think they're going to do a record with Metal Blade.
You ever think Ex Mortis?
What's that?
Ex Mortis?
Ex Mortis?
Yeah, you ever listen to them?
We played with them at was it Vakken?
Oh, okay, cool.
I think
those guys are real good.
Like death metal with the makeup and all that stuff. Is that, or am I thinking something?
They sound more like power metal-y.
Immortal.
Yeah, that's Immortal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ex Mortis are an LA thrash band, but they're more like Annihilatory, but with guttural vocals.
I'll check it. But...
Yeah, I think they'd be a real cool vibe with you guys. But it's glad to know that like guys like you from like the original wave actually listen to the newer bands.
Well, we got to, we've got to support it, And that's what I really like about like the streaming services that are out now. As much as I hate them, I also love them very much.
Right.
Because it's very convenient.
Right. There's a lot of good stuff about it, but on the other hand, Lars was kind of right.
Oh, he was dead on right. I knew he was right happening. And anytime anybody ever said any shit, I always defended him.
Yeah.
Always. Because he wasn't just trying to protect Metallica, he was trying to protect us all.
Right.
And he knew, they knew. But
right. He knew what it was like for other people to be poor.
Yeah. So they were probably still poor at that point. But it's nice, like with satellite radio and things like that, where, you have these playlists of bands and they're playing all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
and if you just play it like with the new album for Heathen, it's on different playlists on Spotify or Deezer, things like that. And so I'll put it on and just listen to all the different stuff that's on there. There's, you'll hear Anthrax, you'll hear Exodus, you'll hear Sepultura, Testament, that kind of stuff. But there's other bands that you'll hear through that. And it's like, I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I'll take a look and I'm like, oh, I have to check that fucking band out.
Right. I'm hearing them like Sirius XM a lot of the time. Like they'll have like the classic metal spurts and they'll throw in a couple of really deep cuts and stuff that I actually haven't heard. And I always like hearing that.
Well, I like the deep cuts especially with the classic bands of, just the bands that I've listened to over the years, even like Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah.
Clear Channel and the basic radio stations for the last fucking 30 years are still playing fucking Stairway to Heaven, rock and roll, and you might hear Immigrant Song, and you once in a while hear this and that.
I can do rock and roll. Immigrant Song pisses me off. It's like I like rock and roll. There's too much groove for me to hate that song.
No, I love them all, but they have so many fucking great songs that like, can you just not play that fucking song for at least a couple of years? Let me miss it.
Right.
Yes, I'm the same way with both The Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters. It's like you could play like any goddamn Metallica song on the radio, and you pick the one that's like you pick Nothing Else Matters. Are you shitting me? You could have put Master of Puppets there. Like, what are you doing?
That's the same. But that's the deal. So now you have these channels now with satellite radio and streaming service where you can get anything, all of it. I looked up an old Cheech and Chong record that was my favorite record, and I somehow lost I think I had it on 8-track back in the day, and it was Los Cochinos, and there's some great skits on there. It's just comedy stuff, skits of Cheech and Chong, and then I thought I was like, man, I wonder if Spotify has it. And they fucking had it. And I was taking the dog for a walk and listened to the record. I was fucking laughing my ass off.
Yeah. YouTube's got even more than Spotify even has.
And they have lots of videos. Crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, fuck. Friends have played me different stuff. That just like, oh, no, that's so cool.
Yeah, like I get to watch all these old live videos from the mid-'80s and see what that was actually like.
Yeah, a lot of cool shit.
Oh,
Thanks to the internet. It's got its bad things and its good things. But let's wrap this up and get back to Heathen. You can get the new album. Well, you want to talk about more? Go ahead. You still got a risotto to get to.
Oh man,
it's probably cold by now.
It's cold by now. I fed my wife, and then the phone rang, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." I forgot all about it.
Probably starving.
Hey, that's what I get for fucking standing you up almost
That's
three
right.
times. Three times.
That's right. I should make this go on for another 3 hours.
I know.
We'll interview you till you
questions.
drop.
Need questions.
I don't. We went through enough. I'm done.
You can always come back. Don't worry.
No, you know what? It was a pleasure to talk to you. It was like just talking to my friends, and that was cool.
Yeah, that's what
Glad
we do.
to hear that, man.
But yeah, you can get the album on heathenthrash.bandcamp.com, and you guys don't have a website anymore, right? Because most people don't anymore. It's Facebook.
Facebook, yeah, and it's what is it called? Victims of Chaos is our fan page.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
All right.
And that's So go on there and sign. Become a member. It doesn't cost anything.
I will do.
And that way you know the latest Heathen news.
Actually, I just went on Bandcamp. I want to get a shirt now because there's a really cool shirt on here, and I wish I would have bought the bundle with the T-shirt, the CD.
Yeah,
I've actually been in the market for Breaking the Silence shirt
for
a while.
We were trying to give some. What did you say about Breaking the Silence? I'm sorry.
I've been in the market for a Breaking the Silence shirt for a while. I've been looking around on the internet.
We have them.
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
Yeah, we have them.
I'll take a look on Bandcamp then.
And good prices too. So good stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Send us money. We need your money.
That's right.
Gladly, sir.
And so do we. Buy a Rat Salad Review T-shirt, by the way.
But that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm
on the Bandcamp right now.
You're on the Bandcamp?
Yeah.
I did a Bandcamp. I teach music, and one summer I had 12 kids. It whittled down to 9, but I did a Bandcamp for all my students, man.
That's cool.
They rocked my house. It was a trip.
That's cool. So do you teach music on the side at all, or?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I moved, I had more students back in the Bay Area. I work with a lot of kids. I also a swim teacher.
Really?
Cool,
that was my day job. I've been teaching. I was a swimmer.
If you live close, I'd have you teach my son because he needs to know how to swim.
How old's your son?
4 years old.
Oh yeah, he needs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the right time. I was a lifeguard, so I kind of saw all that happening in front of me at the pool.
Oh yeah. That's where it began with me. I mean, I was a swimmer before, and then I took a job as a lifeguard, but it wasn't just like a summer job. It was actually a facility, and I worked like a 40-hour week, and I worked on the pool. I worked at the community center, and I also taught lessons. So but it all started from just getting my certification as a lifeguard.
Right.
Yeah.
I was on the swim team, and then it was like 25 hours a week as a lifeguard at like the easiest. I worked 2.5 years as a lifeguard. I never jumped in the pool once. It was the best fucking job ever.
You know what? It happened at that job. It happened to me twice, and nothing happened. I was there for a few years, and indoor facility, and there'd be lap swimming, and they'd have recreation swim and stuff. Right. And I would walk. This pool is a huge pool, and I would walk because otherwise I'd fucking want to.
I get you.
Watching everybody as a lifeguard because it's the most boring job ever. Anyway, I bought new Nikes, and because it's like I'm walking, it's like I needed something a little cushion, So I'm walking, and my boss was like, "You really want to wear those new sneakers? What if you have to jump in?" I'm like, "Nothing ever fucking happens."
And that one day,
the first night, this kid jumped off the diving board and he was going down, and I just dove in, got him out. I'm like, God damn it! And the pool was an old pool, so the chlorine was so acidic.
Oh,
they started to fall apart. It was like a little bit that first, and then it happened again 2 days later. And I was wearing them again. and that second one, those shoes were toast in a week after that.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So, anyway.
That's crazy. Well, we would love to have you on again. We do other shows. We do like a show that's like an album versus album where we put 2 albums against each other.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to join us for that, that'd be really cool. And we also do a King Diamond show. I don't know if you're a King Diamond fan.
I am.
You are a King Diamond fan.
Oh, yeah.
We could also do a Screams from the Grave about victims of deception.
That's true. we do another show called Screams from the Grave. It's basically like we talk about albums that really people haven't talked about in like a long time.
Yeah, that's cool. Great concept.
He suggested what album?
Victims of Deception.
Victims, that's right.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, you know
album.
what? Anytime if you ever just invite me, just let me know. Just let me.
Yeah.
You have my number. You know,
I have your number.
I'm willing to fucking get on and bullshit. What else am I fucking doing?
That's right. You're basically not making risotto.
Yeah. No, I always like to talk music, so you know what I mean.
Really cool. Well, we're on the newer King Diamond albums. Are you a fan of the newer stuff?
Well, I haven't heard the newest stuff.
Oh, all right.
You know, I'm actually. I mean, I'm still working on the stuff that we're doing, and I'm in mode of writing mode now too.
Yeah.
So I'm playing my drum, I'm playing my guitar, I'm singing, I'm listening to Empire a lot, and the older stuff too, because when this stuff actually clears up, I need to always be ready.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So
yeah, hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Hey, once everything clears up, we'd kill to have you here in Minneapolis.
Oh, dude. I mean, you have no idea. I mean, going through after touring as much as we did on the last record, and then Cragen basically doing the Exodus thing, he was out touring. They're having a great time.
Right.
But there was no Heathen, and I wasn't I was gigging with, some local friends and stuff here and there, but not when you're on the road. It's different. It's you when you're playing every night. It's just, I mean, that's living.
Oh yeah.
You know,
we'd kill to see any of you guys from the Bay Area, but it's like Heathen. I know a lot of people that really would die to see you guys. Well, including like half of my band. So.
Well, cool. Maybe
if they die, they won't be able to see anything.
Yeah, opening would be awesome.
Oh, for Christ's fucking sake!
Hey, God.
Hey, cat videos make it very big. Give us big
numbers.
We're
gonna go viral.
So.
Okay, so you want to
see
Cupcake then?
In my music room, and the whole time that I've been talking to you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can switch this cat. Well, my dog is like sitting.
It looks like he's a little piece of like shuffleboard.
Yeah, he's just like, what are you talking about, Dad? But he's been hanging with me the whole time.
He wants to go to the beach.
Well, he went. I took him earlier. We had a good walk.
Well, he wants to go back.
He does. Yeah.
Again, thank you very much for coming on the show. We hope to have you on again. And please, everybody, go buy the new Heathen album, Empire of the Blind. It is a really awesome album.
Yeah,
one of my picks for album of the year. Please.
Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. Right on for taking the time with me. And like I said, anytime, just message me, and we'll. I'd love to do some shows.
Sure.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds
great, man.
All
Good
right.
luck with everything.
Yep,
Don't eat too much McDonald's. And work on those vocals, dude.
Oh yeah, man.
Next time I want you to, show me some shit. I want to see it. I want to hear it.
Oh yeah, once it drops, or if it has dropped and I don't know about it, I'll look up right now. I'll send it to you as soon as I can find it.
I'd appreciate it. That'd be awesome. Good luck with it.
Oh, and accept my friend request on Facebook, by the way, because I sent you a Facebook request like 2 weeks ago, and you still didn't accept it.
Yeah. You know why? Because
you don't use Facebook.
With the election and everything that's going on, I haven't really been digging into this thing. I just kind of look at the news and then check like the fan page, and then I've been super busy. But I'll look after I get off the phone.
All right, that's cool. All right.
I think it was that crazy picture, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that crazy fuck?"
I changed now. Just me and my son.
But
have a good night.
I'll let you get off, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, David.
All right. Bye.
Peace.
All right, guys. Anything else?
No, but that went really well.
It did.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, that was
I'm
cool.
glad he wasn't a dick.
Well, why would he be?
Because he stood us up twice.
Oh, so?
I was worried that might be a possibility. No, he's a really cool guy. And I'm glad about that.
No, everything was cool.
Anybody that's
happens.
ever messed something up has actually always been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. No, everything worked out. Hey, everybody's busy too.
You never know with musicians.
Yeah. But no, he was good. No, like I said the other day, he apologized, right. Up the yin yang. So I get it. Totally understand.
Yeah, he was really cool.
Everything was very cool. But I guess that's it, right?
Yeah. I mean, we can record that. Some other... Oh, almost pulled my... What the hell was that? Some other time we could... You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Some other time we could record that review for that Mantic Ritual thing, and then...
Sure.
That classic heavy metal show sounds like a lot of fun.
Great.
Yeah.
It's just new wave of British heavy metal.
We're
not doing everything.
Well, it's going to be a 3-parter. We don't have to record it all at once.
Well, these are all things coming up. So can I finish the show before you keep talking?
Yeah, sure.
RatSaladReview.com. Go buy a t-shirt. The link's on the website. There's a bunch of shirts up there. Please buy something. Oh, and I have to give Lou Mavs a shirt, too. Remind me. Anyway. But, go to RatSaladReview.com, Spotify, Stitcher, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube and everything else. And subscribe to everything and share it to your friends. And please do not forget to check out the new Major Malfunction song coming
Fuck, Kill,
out.
Destroy.
Is that what it's called? Fuck, Kill, Destroy?
Yes, it is.
Very clever.
That's the one you've heard, but it's been completely, finished in mastering and shit.
Very good. Well, you have to give it to us so we can attach it to one of these shows.
Yeah, once it's uploaded to YouTube, then I'll have something that's actually spreadable amongst the public.
Yeah. Sounds great. On that note, see you next time, everybody. What?
It'll be just like AIDS, spreadable amongst the public. Incurable.
See you later, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.